Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of IKnowTheOwner. In today's episode, my favorite I'm married to the owner story. Karen gets humiliated by owner. The owner said we can sit here. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My favorite I'm married to the owner story. Me of course, K, Karen, B, boss, L, landlord. Okay, so I work at a large chain pizza place, but in a smaller town that no one really know exists. Only carry out and delivery. Now for this story to make sense, the store has a landlord, but also my boss is considered the owner of this store even though it's a chain restaurant. Two different people though that own this building. So this Karen comes in one morning while I'm the manager on shift, and the only person there is my delivery driver. Driver is 20M, I'm 24F, but I honestly look very young. This was like last month or so, and we aren't allowed to have any customers come indoors, we walk to their car, COVID. So I very politely inform Kay that she can't come indoors, and I'll be more than happy to assist her at her car. Kay, that won't be necessary, I'm allowed in here. Me, no ma'am, we aren't allowed to have any customers indoors per COVID, we could get temporarily shut down if so. Kay, my husband's the owner, just take my order. Now L isn't married, he comes around a lot and he's very young, like my age. I think he inherited all the properties he owns. And B is married to the absolute sweetest person I've ever known, and they both live an hour away in a different state. Karen is like mid-40s and definitely not the sweet woman I have known for years. Me, ma'am, I'm very sorry, but you're not married to the owner. I'm going to need you step outside of the store, and I would be more than happy to assist you outside. K, F asterisk king, excuse me? I can get you fired, you little b asterisk tch. Me, okay, I hope you do, but I still need you to step outside of the store, so I can take your order. K, I won't take this treatment. I'll call the owner and get you fired. Me, okay, while you do that I'm going to call the actual owner, so he can tell you to step outside of the store. K grabs her phone and starts calling someone. I call B and explain the situation. While I'm talking, K interrupts me to say, yeah, he says you're fired. You're too young to really be working here anyway. IDK, why he hired a child to work, but you don't work here anymore. B overhears this and starts laughing and asks to be put on speakerphone. Ma'am, I'm the owner of the store, and I would never allow my wife, who's sitting next to me, to come into the store during the pandemic. It's violation of current health laws, and we have the right to call authorities if necessary. Please step outside the door. Karen is like screeching that it's the other owner, L, but she calls him by the wrong name. B started laughing again because L has no control over the actual store, he just owns the building, and we pay him rent. L also is currently right outside working on the roof. So at this point I say, oh, I didn't know L got married, I'll go congratulate him, come on, let's go. So I walk outside and K is following me, calling me a child, etc. Me, hey L, do you mind coming down for a second? K looks absolutely mortified at this point. She definitely F asterisk ked up and she knows it. But now Emma keep rolling with it. At this point L came down from the ladder confused as hell. Me, hey L, your new wife here says you just fired me, and that she's allowed indoors. Now I didn't know you got married, I'm so happy for you. L, ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to get the F asterisk CK off my property. I have no authority to fire anyone and you're already being a B asterisk TCH. L puts up with absolutely nothing and is really protective over me. K mumbles something I still can't understand and then says I can't believe AF asterisk king teenager is doing this SH asterisk T to me. And turns to go to her car. L, she's actually older than me and has far more patience than I do. Don't ever come back onto my F asterisk king property. Now K just calls and asks for delivery, which I will happily do, Elle and I still laugh about it all the time. I sadly didn't get to do the whole "oh, you'd like to speak to the manager?" That's me thing, but I have plenty of those stories. Karen gets humiliated by owner. I was told this one would go perfect here, so enjoy. Long-time lurker and listener, and I am proud to say that I encountered my very first Karen. So this happened about a week ago when I was asked to fill in for a friend at a ski center. Yes, ski centers are allowed to be open in my country due to it being outside. The layout of the area is somewhat important to the story, so allow me to give you a short tour. There are 5 ski lifts from left to right: family lift, kiddie lift, which is just a rope that the kids hold on to and it takes them about 10 m up, 2 anchor lifts beside each other, and the last one leads to the street, which is for rails and jumps. None of them are gondola lifts as the center only requires anchor lift. I was working at the so-called family lift, which is meant for families with little kids. This means that the slope is small compared to the rest so that everyone in the family can ride together. Next to the THRE lift I was working at is a sledding slope, which is for people who just want to come sledding, and this is free, meaning you don't need a ski pass to enter. Also, every lift has a snowmobile, and I had mine parked next to the lift so I could have somewhere to sit if I wanted to, and due to the cold the suspension was somewhat frozen, which meant that when someone took a seat on the snowmobile it made a sound. Now to the story we have entitled Snow Karen ESK, Hexspawn HS1 and 2, and me being me. I was helping a young girl onto the lift as she was having problems. That was one of my tasks at work, and when I had my back turned while helping the girl I heard the suspension creak, and my first thought was that oh, my turn to go get lunch, as I thought it was my coworker. But nope. I turn around and see 2 of Karen's Hexspawn trying to start the snowmobile. Me, hey. What on earth do you think you redoing? HS1, we want to drive the snowmobile. HS2, yeah. We going to drive it up the slope. Me, no, you can do that. You are not old enough, you have to be at least 16 to drive one, and they were about 5 to 6 years old, and you can drive this unless you work here. HS2, but mum said we could. Me, I'd see what your mum says, you are not allowed on it. I need you to Leah. And guess who cut me off? Ask, why are you talking to my babies? Me, ma'am, are they your Hexspawn? ESK, yes. Now tell me why you are talking to them. Me, they were on the snowmobile and trying to start it to take it for a joyride. ESK, so? I told them they could. Me, ma'am, they can do that. They not old enough, they don't work here, and they haven't been trained on how to operate it. ESK, oh, stop being so rude. Just teach them how to operate it now. Me, I can they not old enough, and unless you work here you are not allowed not drive it on the area. HS1, I wanna HS2, tell him I stay away award it. ESK, now look at what you've done. You made them sad. I demand you start the snowmobile and let them ride. At this point one of our regulars and former co-worker came to the lift and gave me a look. You need help, son? I told him, oh hi Mike, not real name. Tell, insert boss's name here. I said hello. It sounds cheesy to say we used a code, but we have all been told that if we are in a situation where we need the owner, and we don't want to say it out loud, for one reason or another, to if possible tell someone who works or has worked there to tell the owner I said hello, and the boss would come down if possible. Anyway, he understood, and he went up with the lift and down the slope towards the office. Now during that 10-second window the ESK had climbed the fence and joined her kids at the snowmobile to get it started. And then something struck me, and I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but no one of them was in ski gear, no helmets, ski boots, skis or anything, and the ESK had left 2 sleds behind the fence. Me still somehow polite, ma my aren't any of you in ski gear? ESK, because we decided to just go sledding. Me, you can be on this side of the gate if you aren't planning to ski. ESK, yes we can, we are paying customers. We ate inside the restaurant. Me, doesn't matter you can be here unless you are going to ski. Esk, now shut you little idiot, we are paying customers, and that means we have the right to be here, and the right to ride the snowmobile. At this point I lost it, and I decided to use my army voice. We have compulsory military service in my country. Me, okay that's it, get off the snowmobile now. I commanded them, and they all looked shocked. I guess they never expected a reaction like that from me. ESK, still shocked. How dare you talk to me like that? You need to show your elders some res. I cut her off. Me, I have tried to be polite and to tell you kindly to leave the snowmobile, and yet you have refused. Do you realize that your kids could die, or get injured, or even worse kill or injure someone if they drove this thing? You and your kids need to leave as you clearly have nor right nor deserve the right to be here. At this point she tried to play the victim card when a family of 6 came to the lift. Help! Help! This boy is harassing me and my babies. Luckily for me the family didn't believe her when I explained the situation, and I assured them that I didn't need help. Now the ESK decided that she would play the infamous I know the owner card. ESK, with a smug look on her face said, "You know I know the owner, so unless you want to lose your job I suggest you start this snowmobile." Don't know why she didn't care about my warning about her kids killing or injuring themselves or others. Me, well who you know the owner? ESK, yes. At this point I saw the owner walking towards us as the regular had sent him. Me, well, here is your chance to explain to him why I should get fired, I said as I waved at him. I could see the ESK worry a little, but she quickly shook it off. Owner, so what is the problem here then? ESK flew into a rant. Your employee has been so rude towards me and my kids and refused to let my babies ride the snowmobile even though I know we are allowed to do so as paying customers. Owner, no you are not allowed to because it is dangerous and wasteful. Also I can see that none of you are dressed to be on this side of the fence, and thus I can assume you have not paid to be here. ESK, well what about him? She said as she pointed at me, he is not dressed for skiing either. Owner, well. That is because he works here and he should not be dressed for skiing. ESK, slowly realizing she is fighting a losing battle, decided to go for the harassment claim. ESK, well he harassed me and my babies and I demand he is fired for his behavior. Now the owner is a chill guy and has a great sense of humor and does not take BS from anyone, and he saw he had an amazing chance to strike down this Karen. Owner, well then, should we see what audio the cameras have recorded? ESK, no that is not necessary, but I demand he be fired for his behalf. The owner cut her off. Owner, and I guess I should also tell my daughter that her boyfriend is a horrible person for harassing a mother and her children, right? Oh how devastated she will be, he said sarcastically. You see what the ESK didn't know, is that I have been dating the owner's daughter for 2 years, and when I have time I spend the weekends at her family's house. Now the ESK realized that her battle was lost and just on cue started shrieking about how she will leave a horrible Facebook review, how the police will hear about this, how she will never come back, because we are so horrible to customers, yada yada yada, you guys know the drill. After she left, me and the owner started laughing, and he said he would save the security footage because he wanted to keep this as a Karen takedown trophy. Not long after I got my lunch break, and I called my girlfriend to tell her about the encounter, and she started laughing as well. I do hope I get to see her again so I can ask her if she would like to see the owner again. The owner said we can sit here. This story may be a little different, but I just found this sub and wanted to share. Disclaimer, I'm a homeowner, not a business owner. A couple years ago, we had a huge fire in our city. One day I get a text from my neighbor that a group of people were in my yard. I went outside to find 5 people sitting in my yard. When I told them to leave, nobody moved and one of them said, "Oh, we know the owner Cheryl," she said, "we can sit here." I told them that's funny since I am the owner of this property, and I don't know them. They tried to argue that Cheryl was the owner and they can be here, until my neighbors came out in force. I'm a 5'2" female, not very intimidating, and all told them the same. Now, when there is a crisis in any city, like a massive fire, you see a lot of looting. I didn't consider at the time that these people were casing my house, until I saw them on the news a week later being arrested for looting. The whole group was sitting in cuffs. My only thought was how glad I was to have good neighbors. I was alone at the time, and it would appear to an outsider that nobody was home. I have no doubt that these people would have eventually tried to break in if nobody had stopped them, and I would be no match for a group of obvious meth heads. My door wasn't even locked. It's always locked now, and I have cameras.